So while looking up pictures to make the thumbnail for this video, Google just kept giving me pictures of laundry irons, clothing irons. So there you go. Iron protector. That's what I got. I'm the martial arts film freak, and I picked up Iron Protector. So this is normally where I would say a little bit of the plot and tell you what the movie's about and tell you who's in it. I know who's in it, but I could not tell you the plot of this movie. Certain plot points I understand, couldn't tell you what it's about. So I'm going to read it from my phone. IMDb. Let's see what IMDb thinks that this movie is about. Let's go. Iron Protector is a mixture of action-packed kung fu film and superheroes. Wu Lin, the protagonist, chose the dark path to seek for revenge and take the law in his own hands. Wu Lin is not just a regular man from the rural village. He is also the successor of an ancient, once powerful Chinese clan, the Iron Feet. After the death of the clan's master, Wu Lin left the village and come to the city of Stone Cold. I did not know that's what the city was called. Where was I? Come to the city of Stone Cold to look for his fellow apprentice, Zhang Li. He turns out... What? This is not very well written. He becomes the bodyguard of Fei Fei. I had to decipher what this says because it's not very well. I don't know. Someone wrote this and they don't speak English. He becomes the bodyguard of Fei Fei, the daughter of Jia Shan Li, the richest family in the city. A clash of an unruly rich girl with a rugged and masculine bodyguard sparks the flame of true love. Wu Lin soon discovered that a group of mobsters led by Zhang Li attempts to kidnap Fei Fei. To protect his loved one, Wu Lin, forced to fight them alone, brutally crushed, but Wu Lin managed to survive. He took off his iron shoes, feel the adrenaline rush into his body again. Wu Lin decided to face the group of mobsters once more, and he knows someone much bigger, stronger than Zhang Li is behind the evil plot. So that's more than the plot of this movie. That is like the plot of the movie with like a little bit of spoilers. Like I said, I watched this movie and I picked up like 30% of what that just said. I couldn't have told you what the city was called. Couldn't have told you what the clan was called, the Iron Feet. I know that they were like, they did like the iron kicks and he wore iron shoes. I feel bad for those iron shoes. You find out that he had to wear those iron shoes for 10 years. He was on year 8 and he like seriously had to like pry them off. Those things were on there for 8 years. That dude's feet are rugged. You never see them, but you just know. But this film stars Colin Chu. I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce it. I always call it Chow, but I think it's Chu. And Jing Yu. That made me very excited. Those two are amazing martial artists. Colin Chu is one of the most respected martial artists, I think, in China in movies. And then Jing Yu is, at this point, is more than an up-and-comer, but he has done nothing but prove that he is fantastic when it comes to fight choreography. From the very early fight scenes in the movie, you can tell that this movie is hyper-stylized. The plot that I read from IMDb does say a mixture of kung fu plus superheroes. I kind of see where it's going with that. What it really is just that himself and Jing Yu have been trained in the Iron Feet or whatever, and they hit really hard, and they can take punches, and their kicks hurt like a bitch. That's about that. This movie is shot like a stereotypical 1996 kung fu movie. If you ever just walked into a video store, didn't really know what you were looking for, picked up a random kung fu movie, thinking Blockbuster Days 1996 was Blockbuster around then, I'm pretty sure it was. You just pick up a random kung fu movie, don't know what it is, this is probably something you'd pick up. It looks just like that. It's not well done. They're like really sudden close-ups, backups, freeze frames that just look like something that would have happened in the late 90s, and speed ups are not necessary, especially when the martial artists in this movie are that good. And then there are random like slow-mo moments where it's like, okay, that's a weird choice, just like somebody turning and being like, slow motion. Why'd that happen? I don't know. Despite the weird camera effects and shots and angles and whatnot, all the special effects, the fighting in this movie was okay. I could tell that the choreography sometimes was really, really good. Everyone in this movie really knows what they're doing. I love Jing Yu. He is fantastic. He has been in nothing but amazing movies. Donnie Yen, I feel like Donnie Yen discovered him. That's kind of one of the first things I saw him in was a bunch of Donnie Yen movies. If you haven't seen Jing Yu in a movie, you probably have, because here's a bunch of his stuff right here. It's all fucking good. But the reason the fight scenes are just okay when the choreography and the stars in this are so good is strictly because they don't know how to shoot them a lot of the time. Sometimes you get that perfect backup angle. When it comes to shooting fight scenes, I truly believe that. If you just back it up, keep it still, maybe move it and change frame a little bit, not a lot, this movie gets really up close and it changes the angle too much. That's not the best way to shoot fight scenes. Usually you only see that in movies where the people on screen don't know what they're doing. If you watch Furious 7, I think the reason that Paul Walker's fight with Tony Jaa is cut to shit is because Paul Walker doesn't know what he's doing and he's going up against Tony Jaa. That's what you do when one of your people needs to look good, is you just cut the movie to shit. Colin Chu is maybe one of the most disappointing things about this movie. I love Colin Chu. I have one of his earliest movies called City of Darkness with Donnie Yen. The man is a veteran of Hong Kong Chinese kung fu cinema. The man is amazing. And he is wasted in this movie. If you look on IMDb, he's like the second billed person in the top 4. And I know that, sometimes fans get in there and do whatever they want, but come on. So I'm sitting there, I see that he's the second billed person, and I'm like, yes, he's in this. Jing Yu is in this. This is going to be awesome. And then he is in like 2 minutes and 35 seconds of flashbacks. Why was he even there? You could have cast anybody else, and that sucks, because you have a man who is in arguably the 2 best Matrix movies ever. That's a joke. Please don't take me seriously. Those movies aren't good. He's good in them. His fight scenes are good in them. Those movies aren't good.
I am Seraph. I can take you to her. But first, I must apologize. Apologize for what? For this.
We're not talking about those. We're talking about Iron Protector. But it's so disappointing because his career is so amazing. And you don't even have to look at his entire career. You can look at one movie and know exactly who he is, know exactly what he's capable of and how amazing he is. And that is Flashpoint. If you look at the final fight scene of Flashpoint between him and Donnie Yen again, that is one of the best fight scenes of all time. Definitely probably the top 3 fight scenes of the last decade. That fight alone tells you that this man can do whatever he wants on film. Sadly, that film broke him a little bit because that fight scene hurt so badly to shoot that he just kind of relaxes a lot and doesn't want to go that hard anymore. I guess that makes sense because they beat the shit out of each other in that movie. Again, we're not talking about that movie. That one's really good, though. It's not The Matrix. It's Flashpoint. We're not talking about Flashpoint. We're talking about Iron Protector. This movie had a lot of random comedy. I hope it wasn't intentional. I take it back. I hope it was intentional. So if you've seen Kung Fu Hustle, this movie Kung Fu Hustles itself. I told you he has like a it's Iron Feet. He kicks really, really hard. There's a scene where he kind of kicks, he stomps on a couple dudes' feet, and that's fine. It's just a couple. It's fun. It's cool. There's an entire scene where he runs around and it looks like he's stomping on everyone's feet. He's like kicking in their shins, which hurts like a bitch to see, but he's like stomping on a lot of their feet, and I'm like, dude, you're a Kung Fu hustling yourself so hard, and it's not even on purpose. Kung Fu Hustle is amazing. Don't do this to yourself. another scene, he gets buried. Spoiler alert. He loses a fight, and he gets buried like 8 feet underground. So there's no way this is fucking happening. He is buried 8 feet underground, and normally in movies you see like the hand come up. No, it's his foot. The iron boot comes up out of the ground. And I'm like, you were coming out upside down. You're not even supposed to be born that way. You are in danger, sir. Cover your nose. And you were 8 feet underground. How the hell is this happening? But really, that foot stomping scene was really one of the best parts of the movie because he straight up Goku, he Dragon Ball Z, like when Goku throws off his workout gear, his gi, and it's like 1,000 pounds. Goku throws off his shit. Like, fucking, what is his name? Piccolo throws off his, like, weird shoulder protectors and cape, throws that off, and that's like 100 pounds. He Rock Lee's it. Rock Lee throws off his ankle weight and like 1,600 pounds. Yes.
That is better. Now I will be able to move freely.
Come on, you really think you'll be able to get through Gaara's defenses just by dropping a couple of pounds of weight?
Take off those boots and go kick some ass. Those fight scenes were pretty cool. Sometimes not shot very well, but they were pretty cool. But despite those fight scenes being pretty cool, this movie all around is nothing special. And that sucks to say, because you can tell that the director is very passionate. But I wasn't surprised when I finally looked at who the director is. The director is Yu Song. You probably don't know who that is. I don't really even know who that is. I just know he's directed one other movie, King of the Streets. I remember when I found King of the Streets, I looked up the trailer. This was years ago. I looked up the trailer, and the trailer was awesome. You look at the box, some of the, like, you know, the details, the picture, everything on the box. You're like, oh, King of the Streets. This movie's gonna be amazing. This is gonna be one of the best, like, hidden kung fu gems of the year. And I watched it, and it's maybe one of the worst kung fu movies I've ever seen. If Yu Song would have only directed King of the Streets, he would be the Tommy Wiseau of kung fu movies. Do you know who Tommy Wiseau is? It's this guy. Oh, actually, that's James Franco playing Tommy Wiseau in the new film, The Disaster Artist, out December 8th, 2017. Pay me, Franco.
Pay me. Pay me, Franco.
That's actually Tommy Wiseau right there. That's him. One of the worst directors, actors, writers ever. Yeah. But Yu Song did not Tommy Wiseau himself. He made this movie. He made Iron Protector. And while it is a step up, it's not much better. And I hate to say that, because this movie, at the end, plays sort of like a Jackie Chan reel. You know, Jackie Chan movies play the bloopers at the end. What this movie does... Sorry, I burped a little bit. What this movie does is it shows him, like, choreographing everything, getting everything done. He's directing, he's writing, he's starring. He's starring in the movie, writing it, he's directing it, he's doing everything. Don't do that, people. That's not always great. Sometimes it works out, and sometimes you end up having a heart attack. He also directed, wrote, and starred in King of the Streets. That was not good. But with this, it plays this reel at the end of him doing everything, choreographing it, doing all the stunts, and he bleeds for this movie. This is his craft. He is dedicated. He has that one point, like, this huge just gash going from, like, here up, like he's Anakin Skywalker, and he's closing his eye because it's probably cut his eye a little bit. And it keeps showing him doing stunts after stunt after stunts and fight scenes and fight scenes and fight scenes. He's an amazing martial artist, and he's taking these huge bumps, and his stunt crew is getting hurt, and he's getting hurt. And the movie maybe is better for it. Who knows? Maybe if they didn't do all that, this movie would be 100% garbage. But because they did all that, this movie's not entirely garbage. Some of the fight scenes are really well done. They're really well choreographed. They're just not shot very well. And it's them not being shot very well that takes away from it. You can have the most amazing fight scene ever done. If you had Benny the Jet Urquidez versus Jackie Chan in Wheels on Meals, one of the best fight scenes of all time, and you cut it to shit, and you did super big close-ups, you make the camera super fast, you shake the camera. No, if you have Bruce Lee versus Chuck Norris, one of the most iconic fight scenes of all time, everyone knows that fight scene. Any Kung Fu fan knows that fight scene. But if you zoom in the camera a bunch and shake it and move it and give really shitty angles of nothing but their hands hitting other people's hands and arms, then that fight scene is no longer worth its weight. You have just destroyed everything that fight scene, that choreography, that storytelling has worked so hard to do. And that's what this movie does with most of its fight scenes. I don't mind that they're superheroes. I don't mind that they have super powerful punches. They can take any hit, that their kicks can flip a car. I don't mind that. If you do it right, you can be amazing. But this movie doesn't do it right. Sometimes you get a glimpse of it. There are 1 or 2, maybe 3 fight scenes in this. There's a lot of fight scenes, so there's probably 3 fight scenes where the camera calms down just enough, but still not right. There's still those scenes where it's fun. I can't even call it good. I don't feel right to call it good. I just say it's fun. The movie ends up being fun when it honestly, truly could be so much more if they just learned how to shoot fight scenes. They've got everything down. Everything is damn near to a T, except for camera work. I don't mind the early or late 1990s special effects and camera angles and zooms and whatnot. I don't mind all that if you just make proper use of it. And they really don't. And that sucks to say, because this guy, Yu Song, writer, director, star, is so passionate. He is so dedicated. And the movie still isn't great, all because of how he shoots it. That really sucks, and I feel really bad saying that, because if you watch that ending, if you watch those credits, that man is awesome. So sadly, I've been thinking about it a lot. I'm thinking, this movie is not fresh. It's not a 3 out of 5. I don't even feel it's a 2.5. So I think I'm just gonna have to give it 2.2 Iron Feet out of 5. And again, I really feel bad because Yu Song, I feel like I want to say he might be one of my favorite directors now, just for that end reel. His dedication, his effort is phenomenal, but it doesn't pay off enough for the movie. That really sucks. And if I can find that end reel during the credits on YouTube, I'll add it to the end of this. And if not, I'll cut this from the video. Because that end reel is really, really good. And he deserves the world to see the amount of effort and pain he is going through for his craft. So if I can find it, I'm going to put that at the end of this. Follow me on social media. Tristan_Glover_ on Instagram. Also Marshall_Arts_Film_Facts. That's also on Instagram. I also have a Twitter, Tristan_Glover as well on that. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Twitter. Subscribe, like, comment. Tell me what to think. Have you seen this movie? Are you going to pick it up? Are you going to check out his other movie, King of the Streets? Don't. I'm sorry. Don't do that. Yeah, let me know. Let me know what you think of this movie. Let me know what you think I should check out. Let me know what you think I should review for you. There's a chance I've seen it. If you haven't seen it and you want any film you're thinking, oh, I don't know about this, maybe this guy knows about it and he can tell me if it's good. Let me know. Maybe I'll do a review, or I'll just talk to you on Twitter, tell you if it's good or not. Thank you for watching. You're all awesome. You're amazing. You're fantastic. Have a good day.
好，不错。